welcome to my kitchen, and a new episode of the holidays are coming. Tonight we're going to make a cookie. We're going to start doing some cookies and some other kind of treats because it's getting to be that time. I know that it's early in December, but in my opinion, we can never start to think about these things too soon. So tonight I am going to hearken to my Italian heritage, and we're going to make a very simple and very delicious cookie that is inspired by the Italian Christmas dessert, Spumoni. And for those of you who don't know what Spumoni is, it is a frozen dessert, and when it is homemade from scratch, it's made with whipped cream and eggs and cherries and pistachios, and it's fantastic. It's all put in an like a bombe mold, B-O-M-B-E, which is kind of, it looks like a little mountain. And then there's a cherry right in the middle, and it's frozen. It has some sponge cake on the bottom, and then it's frozen, and then it's unmolded and sold like that, and you eat it on Christmas Day. But I took inspiration from that and the flavors of the Spumoni, and I incorporated them into a cookie. And this is my version of a Spumoni chunk cookie. So we're going to start with a cookie mix because I want to make this as easy on everyone as possible. And you remember what I say about mixes, it's nothing more than pre-measured ingredients. There's no reason for you to, if you don't feel like doing it from scratch, but if you do and you have the favorite sugar cookie recipe, go ahead and adapt it to using with this recipe. But I'm starting with a mix, and it's your choice. Give yourself permission to use mixes because especially this time of year, I think they're fabulous. Let's see what else goes into this. We're going to start with the sugar cookie mix, and this is a 17.5-ounce pouch, and it makes 3 dozen cookies. So if you're using like a box sugar cookie mix, I'm going to say use 3 cups or 2 cups. You know what? There's one way to find out. Let's measure how much is in here, because if you were to buy, let's see, like Krusty's also makes a sugar cookie mix that you can buy at Sam's Club, and if you wanted to use that, there's one way to find out how to do this. Let's measure it. There's 1 cup. There's 2 cups. And there's 3 cups. And there's just a little bit in the bottom. So I'm going to say 3 generous cups because not all of those were full to the brim. So I was just about right in my estimation. 3 cups of sugar cookie mix. Okay, count. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to grab a wooden spoon. We're going to use 1 egg, and I have a stick of butter that has been softened. It's at room temperature, and what we're going to do is we're just going to mix this together and get it well blended. The other thing that we're going to use is some almond extract, and you know what? Let's see. I'm going to wash my hands real quick here. And I'm going to get them in this dough because it'll be easier and quicker to mix it by hand. All right. Take off my rings. What we're also going to use in this bowl, I have 1 cup each slivered almonds, semi-sweet chocolate chips, and glacee cherries that are roughly chopped. Now, Spumoni, I know some of you are saying, but Spumoni doesn't have almonds in it. No, Spumoni has pistachios in it, but I don't have any pistachios in my freezer. I had almonds. And have you seen the price of pistachios? If you have pistachios on hand, go right ahead and use them. But today, I didn't, so we're going to improvise, and we're going to use almonds. No worries. If you don't like nuts, leave them out entirely and substitute something else. So here we're mixing our sugar cookie mix and the stick of butter and 1 egg. And this is a somewhat stiff dough, so get your hands in there. You could do this in your mixer if you wanted to, but really, unless you're making a ton of them, your hands are your best tools. And I'd like to thank everybody for their positive comments after I showed our completed living room. I'm going to go in another time and show you what it looks like because we replaced our window blinds and we put up new valances and we're getting ready to decorate for Christmas and it looks so pretty. So So I'm so excited to show you what it looks like. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of almond extract. I'm going to say about a half a teaspoon. Almond extract is notoriously strong. And we're going to add some vanilla extract too. And this is my own vanilla extract that I like to make. And let's add, oh, I don't know. That wasn't a whole teaspoon. How about a teaspoon and a half of vanilla and a half a teaspoon of almond. And I like to follow the cooking rule that only one hand gets dirty. I know that sometimes that's nearly impossible to achieve, but like when you're breading meat for frying, it's almost impossible to keep one hand clean. Oh, this smells so good. All right, in with all your goodies. I love a cookie that is chock full of yummy things. This dough is really here just to hold it all together. And here we go again. You give a bag of these cookies, these Spumoni chunk cookies, with a cone full of the chocolate covered cherry hot cocoa mix. Or you can make the vanilla Swiss, I can't remember what I called that, the cinnamon and vanilla Cafe Vienna, yeah, latte. You do that, and if you substituted the plain creamer for almond creamer and amaretto powdered creamer, that would be fabulous. Okay, now I'm going to wash my hands again, get all this dough off of there. All right, very good. Move my extracts out of the way. Wipe up my workspace. All right, I have a couple of cookie sheets over here that have parchment on them. I'm going to put a little water in my mug here. I have my 2-ounce disher or cookie scoop. This is the biggest secret of them all. Nice uniform cookies start with a cookie scoop. And then the other thing I always do, I dip between each cookie. I scrape the side of the bowl. So you've got a nice even piece of dough. These are going to spread because there's lots of butter in there. And this recipe with 1 mix or 3 cups of sugar cookie mix is going to yield you about 2 dozen cookies. And these look pretty already. They haven't even been baked yet. And if you have not invested in a cookie scoop, I highly suggest that you do. Now, I bought mine online, and some of them I bought online. And I'll put a link. It's called instawares.com, INSTAWARES. And they have all sizes of cookie scoop. If you can't get them online or don't have, the inclination to do so, look locally for a restaurant supply store. Most of them will sell to the public. And I have purchased several. These are also good ones. This is a larger I know it's hard to believe, but this one is actually, this one's smaller than the one I'm using. So this is a 1.5 ounce scoop. But I have all sizes of cooking dishers. So, okay, our oven is preheated to 375 degrees. I'm putting one sheet at a time in the upper rack, and that's just my preference. We're going to bake those for between 10 and 12 minutes, and we're going to check them at 10. I'm going to set my timer for 10, and we're going to check them. So, we'll be back when the second tray is ready to come out of the oven, and we're going to show you what these look like. All right. These are in the oven for 12 minutes, and I think they're just beautiful. Mm-hmm. And they smell fantastic, and I look forward to trying one. Now, the recipe made 26 cookies. Now, you can see these two over here are the last ones that I scraped off the bottom of the bowl, so they're cook's treat. You probably don't want to give those away. They don't look so pretty, and they probably don't have a lot of stuff in them. But I can't bear to waste even just a little bit of dough. So, let's see. Here we have my version of Spumoni chunk cookies. They smell great. They're really inexpensive to make, and oh, you should feel free also to switch out the glacee cherries, which I know can tend to be a little expensive, and in some places can be hard to find, for either dried cherries that you chop up a little or dried cranberries. There we have it. I'm going to have Rick take a look at the cookies one more time, because I think they're really pretty. Now, who wouldn't be proud to give those away as a gift at Christmas time? Like I said, a little bag of these, a dozen cookies, and a cone full of hot chocolate-covered cherry hot cocoa mix, and that is a perfect gift. I hope you try these, and I hope you enjoy them. And until next time, Merry Christmas!